Testing captions. Testing captions. Test. Test 1, 2. Test.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the December Residents Council meeting. All right, here we go. It's the end of the year. So people who know me well know I don't generally use hyperbole or throw around insincere praise. So what I'm going to say now is deeply felt. I want to praise Paul and Helen Parham and their entire crew for organizing the best employee residence party ever, as reported by people who've been here a long time and as experienced by me. It was everything I had hoped for, but never would have known how to accomplish. And I mean that. Residents and employees interacted with each other. Children were thrilled with Santa. Santa had a great time enticing the ladies to sit on his lap. There he is. There he is. Mrs. Santa was the prettiest I've seen. We had music and food, and as they say, a good time was had by all. Thank you, Paul, Helen, and the rest of the committee. When I became president, I was told at the December meeting, the president was supposed to report on the committee's activities, all the committee's activities, based on their annual reports to the Residents' Council. Well, we started this year with 62 committees, added 3 new ones, received 49 annual reports. I moved to Horizon House before COVID struck, so I had no experience with Horizon House programs and parties for quite a while. As you know, for several years, nothing was routine except Zooming. That's what we did. So I read the entire stack of reports and thought, this tradition must have been started when there were only 4 or 5 committees. There's no way. The residence committees were so active that we had dueling programs some days, the program in Anderson Hall, a different program on HHTD, and a program in the Fireside Lounge. There's no way to just mention a few accomplishments of committees and leave others out. I started my attempt by listing all the various activities and programs we have, trying hard not to forget any, but I didn't want to put you to sleep. So in the last half hour of my editing, my talk became a lot shorter, so no one's feelings can be hurt. Then I tried to print my new shorter report and my printer ran out of ink. So, because I had printed the other one so many times. Suffice it to say, every discipline is covered and every activity not requiring physical effort is attempted here. Check out the program book and also the alert every week and come and enjoy. I would like to qualify or clarify something about signups. There seems to have been some confusion over signups, with some residents thinking they had to sign up for a committee to attend their programs. No, programs, music, lectures, etc., are open to all. That's part of the requirements of being a residence council committee. When you sign up, you're volunteering to participate in the work of the committee. So if you signed up, you may be contacted by the committee chair. So even if you didn't join any committees, read the alert every week, check out what we have for you, and mark events of interest. Annual reports will be in the archives for posterity. New leaders can review them for information on prior year-end programs and help with their program planning. The Monday market is part and parcel of the council rather than a separate committee, without which none of the activities we have would be possible. The archives are also a part of the council and there for your use. The ERF committee, which I want to, whoops, I think I lost my slides. Can you bring them back up? I'll keep talking. Well, okay, thank you. Okay, we can go to the agenda. Yeah. That's good. The ERF is part of the council structure as well, rather than a separate committee. This year it was headed by Sally Wren, Sam Sperry, and Ronnie Budge in training for next year to help Sam. Several others help process contributions several times a week. It's a very, very big job. I had no idea until this year how big a job it is, taking a great deal of time and effort several times a week. So we collected this year $456,000 in contributions from our incredibly generous residents, from 384 households participating, which represents about a 90% participation rate. This is fantastic, yeah? They did a wonderful job. This enabled us to give a $2,500 gift to full-time employees who are people who work a certain number of hours over the course of the year, and then gifts that ranged from $1,750 to $250 based on their average hours per week for the year. We even had a consolation prize for people who started before October 31st, but didn't have enough hours to qualify, and we gave them a check. I think there was only one. We gave them a check for $50. Well, you know, people would come up to the desk to get a check because they work here and there was nothing for them. So that was kind of sad. So we solved that problem. The council also had some other accomplishments. We changed the calendar to a calendar year. We simplified the bylaws. We rewrote and moved the council and committee operating manuals to newly created operating manual. We passed a policy prohibiting helium and balloons. We simplified rules for electing officers. And finally, we fixed a major problem with the ERF, removing gifts to contractors who are paid by and providing services to individual residents only. I want to explain this to you one more time because there's still some confusion out there about why we did this and what we did. We have many contractors at Horizon House. By contractors, I mean people running their own businesses here. They benefit us, yes, but we pay them ourselves, and they provide services to one person at a time, whoever wants those services. They include can-do, the dental hygienist, the acupuncturist, and so forth. These contractors are not permitted to receive cash or non-cash gifts from residents by the terms of their agreement with Horizon House. They set their own fees, and many get paid directly by the few residents who use their services. There are a few who are paid by Horizon House to serve all of us, and they work under the Wellness Department and Spiritual Care. They are paid by Horizon House and not by us individually. Any resident can use their services, go to their classes as part of the benefits of living here. So with the permission of administration, exceptions were made for them. We only have 4 of them. And the intent is that as long as they are here, they will continue to get the ERF gift, which is not the maximum. They're not here that many hours. However, in the future, any new similar contracts will not get the annual gift. They won't be included in the ERF. The gifts will be solely for Horizon House and Morrison employees. I want to thank Madge Hislop, are you here, Madge? For her nominating committee consisting of Bill Anderson, Alice Melanie, Susan Barish, and Nancy McReynolds, who for 2 years chose the nominees for the council. And I want to announce the new nominating committee this year. Nancy Najelski, chair, with Pat Waite, Les Cox, John Guynap, and Sally Wren. Last but not least, we have many non-council volunteers help us this year. And I hope I have acknowledged all of you at prior meetings. I think I have. But I want you to know, whoever you are out there, we are really, really grateful for your help. And now it's time for Erica.
Thank you, Deanna. We have really flourished under Deanna's leadership, haven't we? A lot has happened this year, a lot administratively. And so, all the things that Deanna had just mentioned, those take a significant amount of time. And I know I'm preaching to the choir. Many of you have held, these leadership positions within Horizon House, but again, they're successful because people are putting a lot of thoughtful time and using their expertise to make the organization better. So thank you very much. So I, first of all, just want to say how blown away. I'm sure if I've talked to you in the last couple of weeks, you've heard me talk about, and thank you. And, but I just want to add how blown away I have been by the Christmas party, the committee that just raises so much money to support our residents, the committee that decorates all the beautiful Christmas trees here. This is such a gift. I cannot express to you who might not have been in other communities throughout the country what a gift and how unique this is. There is no way we could be the organization we are today without all of you. This is intentional. This is ongoing for the past 60 years where people have invested in their home. And that is why it's a phenomenal place. And I love the partnership between the organization and the residents. It just makes us this unique, special place that we are. It is us investing in the life we want. And so, it is something I'm so proud to be the leader of this organization and, potentially hope to be a resident one day. To say. I want to give you just a little bit of information about, what is going on, within Horizon House. There are a couple of exciting things. We, of course, many of you in the room have sat on the Community Engagement and Diversity Committee. I might have that wrong. Please forgive me, but most people know what I mean. It's a joint committee between board members and residents. And that committee has been focused over many, many years, making sure that Horizon House is supporting the community. That group has helped to provide grants to organizations in the community, as well as, really made some very thoughtful decisions around Horizon House's involvement in becoming a more diverse community. And so one of the things that has come out of that group that is going to be new for 2024 is we have an ad hoc committee that is focused specifically on inviting more diverse residents, and specifically, not just diverse, but residents who are from communities of color to come live at Horizon House. And so this committee is going to be thinking through, what are some of the ways we can do outreach to the communities, invite people in, and if there are barriers, this committee is going to look at how can we take down some of the barriers that we may have in getting communities of color to come and call Horizon House their home. So we're going to start meeting in January. So I invite you, if you are interested, if this is something that has been important to you, and I've had a lot of residents say it is, even the new prospective residents for the West Tower have said they want to live in a diverse community. So this is something that we as an organization have stated. We want to have a more diverse community. In talking with people who've been here for a long time or their parents lived here, they talked about even in the past how we've had a much larger Japanese community than we have currently. We have had more African Americans in the past than we have now. And so we want to start to, first of all, kind of uncover why don't we have as many diverse residents right now and figure out how to reach those communities. And so that committee is going to be working laser focused on that. And so if you want to join this particular committee, please reach out to Beth and let her know. And we can make sure that you get the invitations to those upcoming meetings. We're going to be working real hard in 2024. So if it's something you want to, kind of put your mark on, we invite you to that committee. We just had a wonderful celebration today. If you see our sales and marketing team, please congratulate them. We are up to 130 priority deposits as of today. That team has exceeded our expectations. Our goal was 120 deposits by January 31st. And I'll just say, the 130 just speaks to the Horizon House name and brand, and many of you who've invited, friends to come live here. And so we're excited as we move into what is considered our reservation deposit, where people they'll put down their 10% and they'll select where they want to live. That process is going to start on March 1st. We have some exciting things that are going to be leading up to that. And we want to make sure, like we always do, that our residents are in the know. And so I know Methuen has been out here. They've come twice in the last couple of weeks to really talk about, what the West Tower is going to look like. They talked about what master planning is going to look like. And we're having some follow-up conversations through that. Through those conversations, we've learned where people want to know more and where people have concerns or questions. And so we are going to have more. I know the next meeting that we'll be having, and so stay tuned. We're going to invite Methuen, as well as working with our environmental committee. I don't know if Bill Roach is here, but we're going to be in touch with Bill to really talk through what are some of the sustainability features going to be not only in the West Tower, but also in the existing campus. And so that'll be a new meeting that's coming up. We are excited that, our board is going to be looking at, all of the pricing and, all of the different units. We are really close to, many of you have seen the floor plans. We have new names. Thank you all who've sat on those committees and helped us name the new units. We appreciate it. They're named after trees. I don't know them all now. I know one is cypress, but we really appreciate people who've given us wonderful feedback. But that you're going to be seeing that soon. We have the model, so we are going to be having an unveiling of the model. I don't have the date just yet, but we're working on it. We'll have a small reception that really, it's a really nice model. They've worked really hard at Methuen so that we can really see what our campus is going to look like once it's completely done. We have a couple of bright spots that I want to mention. The art studio sale. By a raise of hands, how many of you either submitted a piece of artwork to the sale or purchased something from the sale? Oh, love the participation. I mean, just phenomenal artwork. When I stepped into the art sale, initially I thought, oh, this is wonderful. Our residents have donated pieces from their own collections for us to buy. And then Beth kindly told me, no, this is artwork that our residents they've actually, done the artwork. So again, amazing. And I bought a beautiful piece, so I'm very excited. And I have it hanging in a wonderful spot in my home. So that was wonderful. We sold, who has the numbers? We sold quite a bit. Somebody told me yesterday, $2,800 was made off of that art sale. Thank you. The tour of homes, I want to thank everyone who participated either as a volunteer or you were a host for the tour of homes. I enjoyed my tour. It was one of my first opportunities. Prior to that, I'd only been in 2 units at Horizon House. So it was a real eye-opener for me to just understand the level of customization that can happen in a unit. And then, of course, to really be able to see everyone's wonderful sense of style, especially around artwork. I went home the next weekend and I started reconfiguring what I could do with my own artwork through some wonderful ideas, but that was phenomenal. We had, there were over 100 people who attended, many are prospective residents. And this was really helpful. We ended up even receiving priority deposits from that particular event because it gave people an opportunity to see themselves living here, living in the space. And that's important. They got to see the community. They really had an opportunity to talk with all of you who had your homes open for them. And they could see that this is really just that. It is a home within a community. And so thank you again. And so as this is our last formal time together before the end of the year, well, with me, I know you all have a wonderful New Year's Eve party scheduled. I just want to again say thank you all so much for your service, for welcoming me, and not just welcoming me, but making me, really affirming that this is the exact place that I want to be, and I want to serve, and I want to work hard. But the sense of belonging that I have from the day I walked in the door, that sense of welcome, I just want to let everyone know how much I appreciate it. And I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, I'm sorry we didn't have this before Hanukkah, or I would have wished everyone a happy Hanukkah, but Hanukkah's over now. But Merry Christmas for those who celebrate, and Happy New Year to everyone.
Hi, I think you can all see that I'm Marjorie Purdue. Hi, thank you, Ned. I think you can all see that I'm Marjorie Purdue. I'm here because I'm the retiring chairman of the Enrichment Grant Committee, and I'd like to tell you a bit about this committee before I announce the grants that were awarded last fall. Enrichment grants are funded by Partners in Caring and are written by residents or staff for projects that enrich Horizon House. The grants are voted on by the Resident Enrichment Grant Committee. The committee is seeking 2 new members starting in the spring of next year. We have an application process. The Philanthropy Committee reviews the applications. If you would like to join the Enrichment Grant Committee for a very rewarding experience, really, it is just heartwarming and fun to work with the committee. Please reach out to Ruth Ann or Charlene in the philanthropy office on the 1st floor for an application. They're in a wall hanging document holder near Charlene's office and are due January 26th, and new members will begin their two-year terms in the spring of 24. Are there any questions about that? I really do encourage you to apply. And now, here are the grants that were awarded last fall. Ukuleles and an instructional workshop for the string-alongs. A dust collector for the wood shop. Horizon House, the Insider's Guide. A welcome guidebook written for residents by residents. Rhythm for the Soul, a small percussion instruments for assisted living, and they've already had a little concert. Fanny packs for assisted living medical staff to hold small items. An electric pill crusher to improve efficiency and reduce pill dust. Assisted living training materials for those working with residents with dementia. Thank you. Ned? It's your turn. Ned? You just push this forward button.
Okay.
And then when you're done, push the button.
Push this button
No, this button.
on the right.
Who's the next one? Where's the podium list?
I'll leave mine. Good afternoon. Sign-up report. The annual sign-up period is ended. Thank you. And I want to put out a special thank you to Louise Alburis and to Priscilla Warr and to Alice Melanie, who do all of the assembly of and put out the spreadsheet materials and enter it so that we can give the list to the committee after you sign up. They take each one of these sheets, put it into the computer, and so we can get the sheets to the committee chairs, all of which should have been distributed by now. But a special thank to those residents and also to our staff, administration, to Emily Wallace in communications, who helps us immeasurably with our sign-up book. And this year to Sandy Share in accounting, who did an incredible software job that saved us a crisis and prevented it. The numbers for this year: 265 residents out of 405 signed up, about 65% there. Of the new residents since the first of the year, only 50% of them signed up. So we want to educate them of the further opportunities that they may have for sign up. As good as our overall signups were, there's even better news for everyone. We have some more wonderful opportunities for you to participate. We need some leadership in some of our activities. And one area that's surprising to me, but which is an easy one for you to fill, is we need party people. Giving parties, something that we're pretty good at around here, but we need some people to step up. The employee recognition party, replacement for Paul and Helen Parhams. The Parhams there that the guidebook is there. It's not so bad. And also the Halloween party needs someone to step up. We need some ghosts and demons and to help the bad in all of us get out, or the fun in all of us come out. And the summer picnic needs some help. Now, service is wonderful, but you know, leadership is even better. Because if you, as a leader, you get to call the shots and you can delegate. Others can do it. And you can sit back and take all the credit for this wonderful job. So we need you and you need us. This is what makes us all healthy and happy. So get involved. I want to remind us all, it's never too late at Horizon House to participate. The fact that our annual sign-up time is over, that's, yes, an emphasis time, but there is still the opportunity. You can still sign up. Go to the committee chair, look in HH Connect who that person is, or ask me or any of the resident council or any of your fellow residents, and they can probably tell you how to sign up for more activities. We'll be off to a wonderful new year, and let's have a happy one. Thank you. Oops, a question. Yes. Call me. I will. Usually that's the committee chairman's job, is that they will let you know when there's going to be a meeting, and I hope they do. I mean, they're not doing their job if they overlook a worker. Never overlook a worker and a volunteer. Any other questions? Thank you. Happy New Year to all. Nancy's for the minutes.
The minutes of the November 21st, 2023 regular meeting of the Residents Council have been published. I did find one mistake this morning as I was reviewing them for a final time, that Erica Thrashsall's last name was misspelled. So I have corrected that. So unless there's any other additions or corrections, they will stand approved as published. All right, that's it. I will keep it.
Well, okay, I think we have financial good news here. It may not look like that, but it is. And because, first of all, we started this year by adopting a deficit budget of 14,542. And there, in that budget, there was nothing allocated for the employee recognition fund because the Monday market had closed about the time we were making the budget for a time or two. We really didn't know. So we decided we would make that decision at the end of the year. And now here we're coming up to the end of the year and things look far better than we anticipated. And the words falling out of my head. The resident council voted to give the ERF $20,000. In the prior year, we gave them $15,000. And we felt like based on what had gone on so far, we could definitely give them 10,000, but we had built up a surplus over the years so we could do another 10,000. So I just want to thank all the committees who have worked so hard to stick to their budget as they plan their activities. And as the resident council talks about spending money, there's always that trying to find the balance of supporting all of you as you plan things and being responsible for the money we have to work with. So I just think all of you have done an amazing job, and I thank you very much. And so now Jennifer is going to give us the update.
Thank you. So season's greetings to everyone. I hope that those of you who have purchased holiday wear at the market are enjoying all the compliments you're receiving. Today was the last day of work in the market until January 3rd. We will prepare for the opening of the bins on the 5th, and then for the reopening of the market on Monday, the 8th of January. I am very pleased to announce that Elizabeth Hoover has agreed to assume many of the responsibilities of co-director. I have worked to distribute to other volunteers some of the tasks previously handled by Barbara in order to lighten the load on the one person. Of course, Elizabeth knows the market well, having been the director in the past, and she is full of ideas and energy. 2024 should be fun. So how did 2023 end for the Monday market? For the first 3 weeks it was open in December, the total deposit was $6,601.40. For the year, the total deposit was $104,146.25. In comparison, last year, the total was reported as $92,711. Our weekly average for 2023 was over 2,000. So please respect the message that will be on the bins. They are closed from December 20th to January 5th. We will reopen in January, refreshed and ready for the new year. We wish the same for all of you.
I'm here to talk about WACCRA tonight. WACCRA, as we know it, was created in 2016 and took effect in 2017. Prior to that time, residents in different communities around the state were always talking to each other and communicating. With the passage of WACCRA, it's a formal occasion where we have meetings monthly to discuss issues that arise in retirement communities. WACCRA is the Washington Continuing Care Residents Association. Okay. We have several WACCRA members here at Horizon House. We have information about WACCRA membership in our mailroom. We have a little brochure like this that explains advocating and what WACCRA does. We lobby not only, we have a part-time lobbyist. We lobby not only in Olympia, but also in Washington, D.C. We interact with WACCRA, which is the National Association. Let's see, what else? If you're interested in membership in WACCRA, we have information in the mailroom. We have different brochures. There are many more people here today than we have copies of the documents in the library, but we check it daily and restock it. We also work closely with management. And an example of that is a document that was signed by Mike Ostrom, our prior CFO. It was entered into agreement with Leading Age, which is the equivalent of a management company for continuing care residents associations. Basically, they agreed to disclosure of actuarial information to residents. They also agreed to entrance fee refunds and laid out how they were to be handled, and resident involvement in decision-making. So we're trying to respond to the needs and interests of the residents and work with management to further the good times here we're having here at Horizon House.
Good afternoon. I'm Darlene Krensky, and I'm here to talk about the Wrap Room. Did you know that the Wrap Room has been part of Horizon House for 60 years? According to our history book, there was an open house on September 13, 1963. The Wrap Room is one of the B2 activity rooms and is on the second door to the left, across from the art studio, the potting room, the sewing room, and the woodworking shop. The Wrap Room provides Horizon House residents a convenient space to wrap gifts and packages. Thanks to your generous donations, the Wrap Room is well stocked with a variety of gift wrap and gift bags, tissue paper, ribbon of all colors, shades, and widths, boxes, bubble wrap, air cushion bags, and styrofoam peanuts. You are welcome to use and take what you need, but please do not remove the scissors, tape dispensers, paper cutter, waste baskets, stools, or other equipment from the Wrap Room. The Wrap Room receives $150 each year from the Residents Council for Monday market proceeds for supplies not donated, like the brown craft paper and tape. We welcome your donations throughout the year. Please leave your donations on the table or the counter in the Wrap Room, and members of the Wrap Committee Wrap Room Committee will put them away. Finally, a big thank you to Wrap Room Committee members, past and present, who voluntarily check the Wrap Room throughout the year without being assigned or scheduled. Will any current and past Wrap Room Committee members please stand? Thank you. Their efforts keep the Wrap Room organized and inviting. We keep in touch by email, which eliminates the need to have in-person meetings. We welcome new members and ask for your suggestions for improvement. Please call or email me if you have any questions or concerns. Thank you and happy wrapping. And next up is Carol Roach, who will answer your burning questions.
I'm a huge fan of the Wrap Room. Hello, everyone. It's time for burning questions. These questions come from any resident about anything residents want to know related to Horizon House. I do my best to get full, satisfactory answers before the next month's meeting. We have 2 questions and answers for today. The first question is from a resident who wants to confirm the Horizon House rule she's heard informally. She writes, I've heard that there's a Horizon House policy against real Christmas trees and candles that actually light with a match. Is that a hard and fast rule here? And is it publicized? The answer, yes, Horizon House strongly disagrees. Horizon House strongly discourages real evergreen trees and lit candles at any time of year and in any area of our buildings. The fire risk is just too severe. In recent weeks, there has been a digital announcement of this policy on the message boards and on HHTV. Many of us really miss those seasonal pleasures, but living without them is a sacrifice we make for the comforts of safety in our community. Question 2. As we all know, there's a 4-way stop at Terry and University, and unfortunately, it's sometimes difficult to cross there because the painted stripes of the crosswalk have been worn away. What can we do to get those needed stripes repainted? The answer from Brian Holtz suggests that our community is in an excellent position to draw quick attention to this need. Those of us who have smartphones can use the Find It, Fix It app that the city provides to draw attention to needed repairs. And the more requests, the faster they come. The process can involve taking a smartphone photo of the faded crosswalk and forwarding it, but the photo is optional. I have printed 25 copies of the instructions. If you are a smartphone user willing to engage in this 15-minute process to benefit the safety of all of us, please pick up one of these instructions from this podium right after this meeting. By the way, Brian Holtz, also our security officer, and I have already submitted our own electronic requests. I would rate my electronic competence as a C-, just to encourage those of you who are intimidated by this task. I want to close by saying that although I am ending my time with the Residents' Council, the burning questions will continue with the council's new, very competent Vice President for Administration, Ann Kelly, at the helm. In the last few months, there have been more burning questions submitted than we had time to answer. I apologize that some of those questions are still waiting for full answers, and others are ready but in the queue. I'll pass them along to Ann for possible attention in the new year. I will not be able to be at the fireplace today as usual after this meeting, but either Ann Kelly or I will be happy to receive questions before January 3rd by phone, in person, or email. I wish you a new year full of burning curiosity and satisfying answers. And now back to Deanna.
Thank you, Carol. I'm going to miss you. Um, so before I ask if you have any questions, I want to announce that Lila Doyle is resigning, is stepping down as assistant treasurer. It's a job that she has done for over 10 years. And she's done an extraordinary job. I mean, it's been incredible. She trained me. She trained so many of us about the office and the procedures and QuickBooks and so forth. She's been dedicated and wonderful. But Cami Elbow has taken her place, and Cami is just as wonderful, and I expect her to stay there 10 years or maybe 11 to beat Lila's beat Lila's record. We had hoped that Lila would be able to come today because we have a gift for her, which we will give to her. And this is kind of serendipitous. We were trying to figure out what to get for her. And Carol found a site where you could have a mug imprinted with a photograph. And the day before Carol told me about this, I went down to the office and Lila was in the office sitting looking out the window. And I said, Lila, what are you doing here? Because she had more or less stopped working there. And she said, I'm looking at the view. It's my favorite view of all. So I said, we've got it, Carol. I know it. In fact, I think Carol may have actually even mentioned, no, that's true. Carol mentioned first, I can take a picture of the view out the office. And we had no idea how Lila loved that view. So we have a mug for her, which we will deliver. I'd hope she would be able to come today. And the flip side of the mug says, Lila, Office Manager Extraordinaire. I hope you're watching, Lila. You've been wonderful, and we're so grateful to you, and I so value your friendship. Thank you so, so much. Now, does anyone have any questions about anything?
Since you put up the secret garden down there, the man and his dog, I noticed that Methune had put it up on our B2 lounge here. I mean, in the gardens there yesterday, in their drawings, there he was sitting up there.
Anyone else? All right, I guess we'll adjourn the meeting. Early for a change. Wow. Merry Christmas, everyone, and Happy New Year.